Welcome to the System Simplified podcast, where we feature top leaders who share stories on how to successfully systemize a business. Now, let's get started with the show.
Hello, Adi Clevitt here with the System Simplified podcast, where we interview top entrepreneurs, founders, and thought leaders about systematizing a business. And today's podcast is being brought to you by Business Success Consulting Group. At Business Success Consulting Group, we create custom processes and tailor-made business systems so businesses can grow and thrive. And today's guest is Reinette Yoshida. Hi, Reinette.
Hi, Adi.
Good. So happy to have you, because Reinette is a superwoman. That's what I think. So she has a full-time job. She's the executive assistant in charge of customer service and basically whatnot at Mario's, which is a premier exclusive clothing store in downtown Portland, Oregon. And not only she has a full-time job, but she almost has another full-time job as a volunteer. And Reinette is all about giving back to the community. She has been a volunteer for the IMA, which is the Institute of Management Accountants, for over 20 years. Very successful, great networker. And she helped grow that institute, that chapter, from 300 to 600 members. And she's doing it by using systems. That's how she's able to work and give back to the community, being super connected, great connector, great networker, always a smile on her face. And not only that, she also volunteers for the Japanese Museum and the Chinese Garden here in town in Portland, Oregon. So I asked Reinette to be a guest so she can share with us how she does it all and how she uses systems in order to be able to be so successful. So Reinette, again, great having you. And I'm so excited to hear about your systems.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I am just very honored to be here. About volunteering, my husband and I were featured in the strategic magazine that goes to 140,000 members of IMA. And we are very honored to be here, or I am very honored to be here to talk about volunteering and how that has been successful for us with the Institute of Management Accountants for 20 plus years. Volunteering is the same as working without being paid financial rewards, but it's the intrinsic rewards that really count. The giving back to community, as Adi had said. The rewards make your time and energy all worth it, and giving from your heart and seeing others succeed because of your help is so important. Being a CMA, a certified management accountant, is what the IMA, the Institute of Management Accountant, is all about. And the system is to keep focused on what is the benefit and what are you doing with this organization? Why are you here? We're here because of the members. We're here because of the students, to champion them to achieve their goals, whether it's to be a CMA or a CPA, financial accounting, helping them navigate their journey toward their career, and then having them give back to the community. Our student chapters, for example, from Eastern Oregon University, they've become presidents of the IMA. They've become global volunteers as well. So you can definitely see how it all works and how it links together. The experience is rewarding and it is memorable. How do you make it memorable? You take what the goal is for that person and you help them to massage it and to figure it out.
Absolutely. So you really touched on the points of why volunteer. So it's definitely fulfilling, rewarding. You're giving back to the community, and how you make it so it's engaging, so people would want to be participating as part of that volunteer activity.
Yeah.
So let's talk about a little bit about that in terms of, I've been to your to the gatherings where we were in person and also online, and you definitely have great attendance. People are engaged. So what will be some of the main points, or what are some of your successful actions or successful things that you do to get people engaged?
Thank you. Thank you. One of the primary elements is to be good for your word. If you're saying that you're having this speaker and they're going to be talking about this on this day from this time to that time, you have to do it. You have to come through. You have to be there. The authenticity has to be 110%. And that's how you keep your people coming back, because they know they can count on you, and that they know that what their takeaway is going to be valued and relevant for their career. Secondly, timing. You have to be on time, start on time, end on time, be on the right day, the right date, because everybody is busy. And once you go awry from that, they're not coming back, because it's not worth their time to figure it out. And that has been our success in this system with our membership at IMA.
Absolutely. And you also have, when you have the board meetings, they're sharp, on time, people know what to expect, right? I mean, that's one of the things that we discussed before.
Correct. Yes. Our board meetings, we may have up to 24 people. What board has 24 people? And we have 14 people consistently. So some people come and go, but 14 always on the board. And that is because they get to know what the agenda is, what the outcome will be, what their input is, and what value they have to contribute. And that it's always on the second Tuesday of every month. And it is always from 4:30 to 5:30. They can count on it. In this world of change where there's nothing you can count on, you can count on IMA.
That's beautiful. I mean, that is exactly the systems, we're talking about, is that you have it so well systematized that then you can put the create or the content on top of that system. But the system is something that is very it's you have that methodology, you have that things that you can count on. You can count on that you're going to have your events. You can count on the board meetings. And now it's time to create and bring good content, right?
Yes, exactly.
So what's your strategy for content? How do you find good speakers or speakers that engage the audience or topics that are good?
The relationship building. People tell me, even Mario tells me, he says, Raynette, you know everybody. Well, it's that I am not afraid of strangers, because strangers become friends. People say, well, I'm not going because I don't know anybody. Hey, you go so you can get to know everybody. And once you know people and you introduce them to the next people, people tell me, they say, Raynette, I'm so glad that you introduced me to all these people on my first minute that I arrived on the scene for the CPE, because now I feel like family. And having this relationship building helps with the succession planning, helps with gathering good speakers, helps with word of mouth. We never have to advertise, because we have people who know that this is a good organization. This is how it works. You can count on it. If you're a speaker, you can get all this notoriety. You can get all this publicity. You'll be posted on social media. You will be posted on the IMA website. You will be posted on the Northwest Council. You will get so much exposure as a speaker. And then the speakers talk to the other speakers and they say, hey, you know what? You want to be a speaker? Speak at the IMA. And that's how it works. When one of our speakers called in and she was sick, and it was for that night, I was able to call a previous speaker and I said, Eric, help me. He says, call Martin Medeiros. I called Martin. He was there in 5 hours and had a speech ready to roll. And that's where you won that book. Remember?
That's true. Absolutely. Yes, that's right. I wanted to say everything you're saying is so true, because the first time I attended a meeting, Renette, you're like a host. Just like you are the best hostess. You're just like, you open, it's like coming to somebody's house. You make people feel so welcomed. I showed up, you immediately introduced me to the people that you thought would be good for me to connect. You always bubbly and walking around, make everybody feel so welcomed. And I think that is a key to success, to make it successful, because I felt so welcomed. You know how many you come to events and nobody talks to you, and you stand in a corner, or I don't stand in a corner because I'm like, you like to talk to people, but still I feel like, am I really welcomed? But with you, you just like immediately make people feel welcomed. And I think that is a key to make it a successful event. And that's something that we all have to remember, that when we put on events, we basically are like the hosts of that event, and we have to make people feel welcomed. And that's probably why everyone, because you're not shy to go talk to people.
Yes. A gentleman, Steve, he was sitting in the corner by himself, and he didn't want any eye contact with me. And I went over to him and I said, Steve, come over here. And I just dragged him out of his chair and I took him around the room and I said, meet this person and meet that person. And after the meeting, I emailed him and I said, you're probably never coming back. I said, but I hope you had a good time somehow. And he emailed me back and he says, Rainette, he said, thank you so much. You really made this an important meeting for me and made it a memorable experience. And to this day, I'm thinking this was probably 4 years ago. To this day, he has come to every event, even the virtual events.
Wow.
Yes.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's absolutely a key to success, being successful. And you also, as I mentioned, you also volunteer at the Japanese Museum, which has a great story behind it. It's really making sure that the history of the Japanese population during World War II is known, and what happened in terms of the detention camps, etc. And you are definitely making sure that legacy, that history is being known, and we all learn from it, so it doesn't repeat again. You volunteer at the Chinese garden, and you just find so much time to volunteering. So Renette, if somebody is thinking right now, I have a very fulfilling career, but I should also volunteer and give back to the community, but I don't have time. Where am I going to find time? I don't make money volunteering, right? What would be your response to that?
You have to make time. You have to make time for everything that you do. Who has time to do laundry? You make time. Who has time to do the dishes? You make time, because you have to do it. It has to get done. If you are thinking of volunteering, you make time, and you can do it. You can do it, because everything you have to make time. Taking a shower, you have to make time. You have to build it into your schedule, or you're not going to get a shower. What? You have to make time to volunteer. You have to do it. You have to force yourself to do it until it becomes natural. Toastmasters, I've been a Toastmaster for 11 years. And with Toastmasters, I am volunteering at the Lansu Chinese Garden, volunteering at the Japanese American Museum of Oregon, and working full time. I have to make time, and I have to be in this sync. And once I am in this routine, it all fits. It fits. And that's how you do it. You
Absolutely.
just have to do it. Yoda says, don't try, do.
That's right. Absolutely. And that's where the systems come into place. Again, this is a System Simplified podcast, but I wrote many blog articles about the same point of how do you make time? So the first thing is that you have to have a purpose behind it, right? So like you mentioned, okay, so the dishes and the laundry and everything else has to be done because it's important for you, right? If it wasn't important, you will have the dishes in the sink and you'll have the laundry not done, but then it's a problem. So you have to have that, either something forces you, or you have to have a purpose within yourself that you want to fulfill. So the first thing is, why do you do it, in which we talked at the beginning. So once you have that, then we all have the same amount of hours in a day. So how do you get organized? How do you get systematized? You know, like in Renete's case, let's say, for instance, every single time you had to reinvent an event or what you do, it would be hard. But now that you do exactly what you do, then you can bring your personality, your flair, your enthusiasm into it and make every event very successful.
Correct.
So, you know, Renete, if nothing else, what I would like our listeners to take out of this whole conversation is that if they're thinking about volunteering, it's definitely worth the time. Find something you're passionate about and give your time back, and organize in order to know how to do that. Those are, I think, the main takeaways that I took from our conversation.
Yes. And keep it simple. Simplify systems. It's right there. Keep it simple. Don't gimmick it. Don't shenanigan it. Just keep it pure and simple. And I have to tell you a great story about volunteering and how small Portland is, what a small community it is, and how valuable it is to network and to build relationships. I volunteer at the Lansu Chinese Garden and I do tours. I went on a trip to Denver with my husband for a conference. We got off the plane and I saw this man, and my husband knows that I know everybody, but he doesn't like it. And I said, I know that man. He looks so familiar. He goes, no, you don't. Now sit down. And then the man came over to me and he does Tai Chi at the Chinese Garden. And he says, I am here for a Tai Chi conference to learn more about Tai Chi. Then we go to the hotel and he's checking us in, and I'm standing by the water cooler and I hear somebody going, are you from Portland? And I thought, no, I can't pay attention because it doesn't like me to know people. Are you from Portland? And she was right here, and I turned and we looked at each other and I said, yes. She says, you were my tour guide last summer at the Chinese Garden. Wow. And I'm here for a tour convention. And I tell everybody I know that when you go to Portland, you go to the Lansu Chinese Garden. And if that is not a powerful story to help you, to motivate, to do what you're passionate about and volunteer, I don't know what is, but that is a win-win. Because you feel good and your guests feel good. Your guests have that memorable experience that they remember from last summer, that they had this wonderful experience at the Chinese Garden and they're telling all their friends. It's a good thing. And especially now with things being so negative, positive is priceless. Giving out positive is so easy to do, and it's a must do with all the negatives that are going on.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. And you are the shining walking example of positivity. So Renete, if people want to reach out to you and ask you questions or know more about the volunteer activities, get connected with you. We have listeners from all over the country, all over the world, actually, but still, it's good to get connected to Renete, because if you're traveling to Portland or you want to know people in Portland, Oregon, and just in general, knowing Renete, I mean, she's so positive. How can people reach you?
You can find me on LinkedIn, Renete Yoshida, and you can also email me as well. It's yoshida.renete@gmail.com. yoshida.renete, RAYNETTE @gmail.com.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing your wisdom and your passion here on this podcast today. It was a pleasure having you as a guest.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for listening to the Systems Simplified podcast. We'll see you again next time, and be sure to click subscribe to get future episodes.